there anything else, Mr. Woodbury?
No. Just send Mr. Putnam in. Oh.
These are the letters you dictated this morning, sir.
Any messages?
Mr. Hedges telephoned. He asked me to inform you they'd made the change you ordered in your personal papers.
Yes, I will. Anything else?
Why, a telephone call.
That same man?
Yes, sir.
What did he say this time?
He said he was an old friend. And I told him he wouldn't be home. He said he'd take a chance on finding you in this afternoon. Don't you think I should notify the police?
No. No. Where's Mr. Anthony?
Your son is playing polo at the Westfall Hunt Club, sir.
Yes, I remember.
Is there anything else?
Let me see. No, I guess not. Oh, by the way, see what you can do, Putnam. Better run into the city and get those papers from Hedges. And bring Hedges back with you. I may need them.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Woodbury, I believe.
Bill Drew. I thought so.
So you're Thomas Woodbury. No wonder it took me 25 years to find John Bart. I suppose you know why I'm here. That's the boy. Fine-looking lad. You've done pretty well by him. Looks like his mother. Too bad she passed away so young. She'd been mighty proud of him.
She was a fine woman.
She was, that.
Well?
Oh, yes, of course. I almost forgot what I come for. Funny, isn't it, I should forget now. After thinking of nothing else for all these years.
Where do you think you are, at a prize fight?
There's a message at the office for you to recall your home, Mr. Woodbury.
All right, Jones, if they call again, tell them I'm on my way.
Yes, sir.
You good?
Yes, but you were the best.
Only was the best?
You.
Mr. Anthony. Yes? Mr. Hedges is waiting to see you,
Oh,
sir.
so Tom's here. Oh, okay, fine. Oh, Tom, what's happened?
Tony, there's been an accident.
An accident? Well, what? Father?
Yes. He's been shot.
Shot? Well, who did it? How did it happen?
We don't know, Tony. In there.
Doctor, isn't there anything
Nothing,
you...
Tony. I'm sorry. You see, it must have been instantaneous. Through the heart.
I did, too. Now then, let's see what's here.
Well, this is strange. What is it, Tom? A decree of a court in South Dakota, nearly 25 years ago, giving permission to John Bard to change his name to Thomas Woodbury. Then Woodbury wasn't his name. No. And you never knew it? I never even suspected it. I believe I was your father's closest friend when he passed. That is, up to the time he came to New York, was a closed book to me. But this explains a great many things. Meaning what? Well, for instance, his aversion to publicity. He never permitted a picture of himself to be published. I never thought of it while he was living, but it just occurred to me, since this happened, how far apart we were. He was a good father to you, Tony. Oh, I don't mean that, Tom. He gave me everything I wanted. It seemed we had nothing in common. Well. Yeah, what's this? Apparently, Father had this man Drew under surveillance for 25 years. Yes. We must notify the police at once. No, no. Well, whatever all this means, it's evident that Dad didn't want anyone else in on it. As much as I hate to find a skeleton in the family closet, I don't want to start an investigation that might reflect on his good name. But what can you do about it? I'm going out to Wyoming and look up this man Drew. I have an idea he knows something about this. May prove a dangerous adventure. There's no time to consider that. Yes, but Tony, don't you see that if you... I'm sorry, I've made up my mind. Well, I guess you know best, son, but keep me advised of everything. And remember, I'm here to back you up. Thanks, old boy. Don't forget the old smile and keep that chin up. Okay, Tom.
Beg your pardon.
Will you please get out of here?
Sorry. I want to apologize.
I wish you'd get out of here.
Please accept my apology. I had a forced landing.
Will you go out of here? Get out of here, please.
I'm leaving now.
Oh.
Anybody hurt?
Anybody there?
Hey, what happened? Anybody hurt? Jerry.
Gosh,
Where's Jerry?
Jerry?
That's Foster.
Oh, if you mean the young lady whose bathroom I just flew into, she was okay when I saw her last. Except she was a little surprised.
Hey, Sheriff, watch this guy. I'm going...
Wait a minute, old man. Give the girl a chance.
Are you the aviator?
Well, I was.
Don't you know there's a law against flying low over Eldera?
One of those smart stunt flyers, eh?
I was trying to make a landing and lost control.
Why don't you try to learn how to fly?
Gentlemen, I'm sorry I crashed in the building, but I'm ready to pay for any damage I've done.
Yeah? Well, you better not try to leave this town until you do.
Are you the owner?
No, I'm not. Miss Foster's a friend of mine.
And she's perfectly able to take care of her own affairs.
What? I'm glad you're not hurt, Jerry. I was just trying to help you.
Thanks, Steve.
May I assure you, Miss Foster, that I'll gladly pay for any damage I've done?
Well, now, see here.
Just a minute, Sheriff. I think this little matter can be settled out of court. He doesn't look like a hit-and-run flyer to me. Thank you, boys.
Come on, Butch. You better make sure he can pay better than he can fly.
I can't tell you, Miss Foster, how happy I am that you weren't hurt.
That's very thoughtful of you.
Nice place you have here.
I'm glad you liked it.
Have you any of those Indian good luck rings?
Yes, listen, very nice one. Four ladies?
Yes.
Blonde or brunette?
Brunette.
Yes. Very funny.
And don't forget, Kitty, if you ever come to New York, be sure to look me up.
Oh, yeah? Why? So I can show you the town, big boy?
Well, I bet you could have that.
He has never been any further east than Omaha, that big shot. 3 6s.
Not that it matters, Steve. But would you mind telling me if you're trying to give me the runaround?
What's the idea?
Nothing? Only I saw you dancing with Jerry Foster last night. You're not putting anything over on little Kitty.
Well, far be it from me to two-time a lady like you.
Well, if you're as smart as you've been trying to make me believe you are, you won't trifle with my pure girlish affection.
Well, are you going to put it down?
So that's the handsome aviator who flew in from the east and into the bath of the golden-haired princess.
Oh, you ain't so smart.
Well, big fella, that's further than you ever got with her. Whoops, don't take it so hard, Stevie.
Everything all right, Mr. Bard?
Fine. That bath was as welcome as it was needed. You know a man named Drew living around here? He's a rancher, I think.
Oh, yes, Bill Drew. He's got a big ranch over at Elk Lake. That's about 20 miles across that range.
Do you think he's there now?
Don't know whether he's back yet or not. There's his foreman, Steve Nash. He ought to... Hey, Steve.
Yeah?
Your boss back yet? Why, who wants to know? Why, Mr. Bard here was just inquiring.
Yes, I was just asking.
Well, Mr. Drew's down to El Paso. Anything I can do for you?
No, thanks. I may look him up when he returns.
Oh, yeah? Cattle business?
No.
I'll tell him you were asking for him.
Oh, you needn't mind. Where can I send a telegram?
Well, right down at the railroad station. Shall we telephone for you?
No, thanks. I'll walk down.
You're not so hot at cross-examination, are you?
Maybe I'm not so dumb. A fellow doesn't drop into a town like this and ask questions for nothing.
Not about Bill Drew, anyway.
Here you are, old man. Making a night letter.
I guess you're the man that caused all the excitement this morning. Suppose you'll be going back to New York with us, eh?
Oh, maybe. If I can't get the ship fixed. Guess traffic's pretty light now going east. Don't suppose you're selling any tickets to New York.
That'll be 92 cents. Oh, I sell one once in a while. Sold one to Bill Drew just a few weeks ago.
Drew's a pretty big man around here, isn't he?
Yes, he is that. Been looking for him back for some time now. Friend of yours?
Oh, not particularly. Be over at the palace for a few days if anything comes for me. Bard's the name.
All right, Mr. Bard.
Anything for me today, Joe?
Not a thing, Steve. When do you expect the boss back?
Oh, almost any day now. I thought there might be a wire for me here today. Say, that New York fella wiring for a new plane?
No. Guess he'll be going back with us.
Oh, I see. Wasn't about Drew. He was sending that wire, was it?
Can't say, Steve. Company business.
Okay. Just forget that I asked you, will you?
I'd like to get rid of them horses before your boss gets back. I don't want to take any chances.
Yeah, you're right. Drew's coming back any day now, and we got to get him out of here.
Did you hear anything more about that trip, Steve?
Nothing except what I told you. Instead of coming here from New York, he's going on to El Paso and stay there for a couple of weeks.
Kind of mysterious, ain't he? I guess what he does is his own business.
Yeah. I guess he'll get along all right without you worrying about him. Well, will you look who's coming?
Huh. Looks like your little pal wants to go bye-bye on Horsey.
Say, Butch, slip him Lord Fauntleroy over there.
You're on, Steve. I ain't had a good laugh in a week.
How do you do? Chance getting a horse here?
We don't rent horses, mister.
I'd like to buy one. I'd like to see some of the country around here.
Oh, I ain't got none myself, but Mr. Nash here has a couple to sell. Ain't you, Steve?
Well, I might sell little Lord Fauntleroy over there if you want a real horse.
Some horse. Come on, I'll show him to you.
Not exactly a family pet, is he?
Well, of course, if you want a rocking horse.
Do you mind if I try him?
No. Help yourself, mister. Throw a saddle on him, Butch.
Sure.
Have you any kin folks?
Where do you want the body sent? It's all yours, mister.
Thanks.
That's too bad, mister. He was only playing with you. Oh, was that it?
Maybe we better find one that's more gentle. You know, Fauntleroy's no lady's man.
Well, maybe I'm wrong, but I'd like to try him again.
Oh, you wouldn't like to get those nice new panties all ruined, would you, mister?
What do you want for him?
200?
Isn't that pretty steep?
Take it a...
How do you do, Mr. Bard?
Oh, hello there. Hello, Nash. Thanks again for that horse.
Well, Stevie, he still looks pretty good to me. Better go down and give Butch the once-over.
Ah, go chase yourself.
Where is it, Lawler?
Here's Nash now, Mr. Drew.
Yes?
You asked me to tell you when he came.
All right.
Catch him lunch, boss.
Not now, Warren.
Don't catch him lunch. You catch him barely egg.
After a while, maybe. Come in, Steve. Glad to see you back, boss. I've been looking for you. Sit down. Thanks. Everything all right?
Yes, sir. You must have been mighty sick down there in El Paso.
That last shipment of steers get away okay?
Yeah, checks in the First National.
Any other news?
Well, yeah.
Well, what is it?
Stranger in town making inquiries about you.
Yes?
Yeah, he's registered at the palace as Anthony Bard.
Anthony Bard. What's unusual about that? Strangers often come here to talk business with me, don't they?
Well, yes, sir, but what? His name isn't Bard.
How come, Steve? Turning detective?
Just looking after your interest, boss.
Well, as they say in court, proceed. What is his name?
His name's Woodbury. Anthony Woodbury.
Anthony Woodbury. How do you know that?
That's the same guy.
You mind if I keep this?
Okay, boss. Anything I can do?
What can you do?
Well, you know me, boss. If you want to get rid of this...
Who do I want to get rid of? Who am I afraid of?
Oh, I kind of thought maybe this fellow Bard.
Well, you thought wrong. Forget it.
Yes, sir.
Steve.
Yes, sir?
Would you like to make $1,000?
What do you want me to do, boss?
Get this fellow Bard or Woodbury here to the ranch.
I'll get him.
And remember, I want him here unharmed. You understand?
Oh, sure, boss.
Well, I thought maybe you didn't. Steve, I know a lot of things about you and Butch Morgan.
What do you mean?
Don't try to put anything over on me. Now, do you want that 1,000?
I'll get him for you.
I'm terribly
sorry. Yes, I know. I heard you the first time. Yesterday, I believe it was.
But my horse shied.
Yes, first you crashed into my bathroom, and then you wrecked my auto.
Oh, but Miss Foster, I can't tell you how sorry I was, or am.
Well, don't try so hard, then. Better make yourself useful and see what damage you've done this time.
Oh, just one tire that's a little flat.
Just flat on the bottom, I suppose.
Oh, but Miss...
Will you stop apologizing and get busy?
Yes, Miss Foster.
That is, if you can be useful as well as ornamental.
Go on, I got it coming to me.
If you do a good job of this, I might recommend you for a position at the Eldera Garage. That is, if you expect to remain here permanently.
Well, that ought to be a grand reason for staying.
What is?
You're recommending me.
Well, I might change my mind.
Oh, please don't.
Well, I'll think about it.
There now, wasn't that a snappy job? Do I get the recommendation?
Of course, I'll have to see your references first.
Well, then I guess I don't get it.
Why? What were you fired for?
Well, you see, I fell in love with the boss's daughter. And one day, while I was digging on a nice new sewer job, he...
Oh, do you mind finishing your memoirs on paper? You might send me a copy.
Jerry, Miss Foster, would you please be serious for just a minute?
Don't you think you've given me enough to be serious about?
Well, I know I'll never forgive myself. And I'm not sorry.
Well, I like that, Mr. Man.
Listen, will you wait just a minute while I get my horse?
idea.
I'll be right there. You know, Jerry, I'll never forget the first time I saw you.
We'll dispense with reference to that meeting, if you please.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean that. Oh, yes, I did. Steady, Fauntleroy.
Hey, Louie. You think you can make me beautiful? Well, I'm just a barber, Butch. I don't care to perform no miracles. Well, do the best you can, Louie, because those ladies out there are all waiting for me. Butch. Leave it to me.
This is grand, isn't it?
Wonderful. I never knew that our orchestra could play that well.
Oh, the music's all right, I guess. But you're the one that's wonderful.
Go on. I love to hear you say it, even if you don't mean it.
But I do mean it, Jerry. Must have been love at first sight.
Maybe there's something wrong with your eyes.
Oh, well. I think I'll take you back to New York with me.
And show me all the big buildings?
Sure.
And the Statue of Liberty?
I should say so.
And the Street Museum?
Well, I don't know about that.
Well, I've been to most of them anyhow.
You've been to New York?
Yes. Was I wrong to go without your permission?
No, but I thought that...
But I was just a little western country girl that had never seen the sights of a big city. And you see, I went to school there. And I fly east a couple of times a year just to keep myself up to date.
Mm-hmm. Certainly made a good job of it.
Do you really like me now that you know the word?
More than ever.
Okay, Booch? Well, I can't see any difference. Looks to me like the same old pan. Looking for me?
Yeah. Come on.
Louie's been trying to perform a miracle on me.
I'll make $100.
Do I? Give Louie $2 for me. On account. There. Thank you, Stevie. Okay.
Suppose you'll be going away soon.
Oh, perhaps, and perhaps not. You see, I came out here on a rather serious bit of business. I may tell you about it sometime.
You sure you understand now?
Hey, what do you suppose Drew wants?
That's none of our business, is it?
Well, I'm going to make it my business. I got a few things I want to settle with that guy.
Okay, Butch. Say, what have you been doing? Getting an earful?
You're not that important, Steve.
You'd be surprised.
Not at anything you do.
Two Cokes. Right, Jerry?
Right.
Excuse me, Jerry. Do you mind if I have a word with Mr. Floyd privately?
No, not at all.
I'll only keep him a minute.
Pardon me, Jerry. I'll be right back.
All right.
There you are, old man.
Well, what's on your mind? Why, I just wanted to tell you that Drew got back.
Yeah?
Yeah. Where is he?
He's out at the ranch. I'm going out there tonight. I thought maybe you'd like to go along.
Yes, I'd like to.
Fine. We'll meet at the corral in 15 minutes.
Corral?
Yeah. We're gonna ride. You know, it's shorter over the trail.
Okay, I'll be there.
Okay, wait a minute. If you're gonna change your clothes, you'd better hurry. I'll tell Jerry you'll be back to say goodbye.
Thanks.
Where's Mr. Bard?
Oh, my boss told me to tell you he had to leave town for a few days. Asked me to say goodbye to you for him.
Well, what happened?
Well, I kind of think that's for him to explain, don't you? Okay, listen, Jerry, why can't you and I...
Steve, let's not go all over that again. I'm going home.
Can I take you?
No, thanks. Good night.
Oh, now, Jerry.
Good night, Steve. So she gave you the air again, huh?
Now, wait a minute.
Don't you know when you get the gate?
Say, listen, you, if you know so much, consider yourself given the air. Now, what do you think of that?
Just this.
Come on, let's go.
Okay.
What's the idea?
Well, we've got to rest the horses here for a few minutes. We can get a drink of water, too.
Well, how far from here?
Oh, about an hour more. But she's pretty rough country.
Well, look who's here. If I'd have known you was coming, I'd have baked a gooseberry pie.
Put him up.
Would you mind telling me what this is all about?
You wanted to see Drew, didn't you?
And you'll be sorry you ever did.
That remains to be seen, gentlemen.
Well, you done?
Now, what'd you do that for?
Well, I told you I had a few things to settle with that guy, didn't I?
Yeah, but...
You said Drew wanted them delivered all tied up, didn't you? There he is. I'm a dreamer, aren't we all? Just a dreamer, aren't we all? Each night it seems in my dreams, my lover comes to me. He's so handsome.
How do you do? Good morning. Busy? Not very. Can I help you? Just want something snappy to read on the train. Oh, leaving Eldero? Yeah. Been here too long. When the town starts to get my goat, I beat it. Any particular book? No, just something with some zip to it. Something like a story I could write. You could write? Yeah. Oh, about a fresh young guy with a lot of coin, dropped into a small berth, and fell for a little dame. She ran a bookstore. And then? Oh, of course, there was a villain who also had a leaning toward this dame. So one night he takes Mr. Hero for a ride over the hills. Yes, ma'am. Took him for a ride, as they say in the classics. Steve and I should take a Mary Bar somewhere?
Yes, to Drew's Ranch.
But what's the...
I don't know what the game is, but Butch Morgan's in it. And you know Bill Drew, in spite of his soft-spoken manner, is no sissy.
What can I do?
Couldn't say, baby. Let your conscience be your guide.
Thank you very much, Miss Carroll.
I'll be seeing you.
Just a dreamer, aren't we all?
Butch, can't you put on a new record?
What's the matter? Don't you appreciate good music?
Oh, is that what it was? I thought you was trying to scare the mountain lion.
Well, what do you think of this? I am the words, and you are the melody. But we need the two to make the song of love.
Hey, what the? Don't shoot, Butch! Come on, get him! Get going.
You dirty.
Looks like he got away, Butch.
Yeah, and I'll get him if the last thing I ever do.
I'm going back to the ranch and tell Drew he got away.
Where is he?
I'm sorry, boss, but
You didn't bring him then?
we were bringing him. Butch Morgan and me.
Butch Morgan? What was the idea of that?
Well, I saw enough of him at Eldara to realize that I'd be foolish to tackle the job alone.
Yes?
Yeah. We were giving the horses a rest at the sheep herder's shack when all of a sudden he jumps the two of us. Knocks Butch down and hits me in the head with his gun. Ran onto his horse and beats it.
And he got away. Well, all I can say is you're a fine pair.
Well, say, boss, that guy's a tough customer.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'd have got him, though, if he hadn't jumped his horse over Devil's Gulch.
Jumped his horse over Devil's Gulch?
Yeah, near the divide. And emptied his gun at us and creased Butch's head. Maybe I better take some of the boys and go after him.
Never mind. I'll handle this matter myself from now on. He comes down. I knew it. Find Lawler for me. Hurry. Lawler? Lawler! Lawler!
Want me, boss?
Lawler, I've got a job for you to do.
Yes, sir.
Any of the boys around?
5 or 6 outside.
Get 'em. Get 'em.
Yes, sir. Hey, boys!
ranch?
Nothing else but.
Is Mr. Drew here?
I suppose, yeah.
Thanks.
Come in.
Where is Mr. Drew?
I guess I'm your man. What can I do for you?
There's a matter I'd like to discuss with you. Privately.
All right, boys. Won't you sit down?
I prefer to stand.
Well, maybe you'll tell me your business.
Don't you know?
Why should I?
Well, I didn't suppose your foreman was acting for himself when he almost had me killed last night.
Why should any man of mine try to harm you?
Well, I have a good reason to believe that a man named William Drew knows something about the killing of my father.
Hey, are you trying to accuse me of something?
I'm not trying to accuse you of anything.
Well, you better not. He's in there.
Oh, he is, huh?
Yeah. Go on in and cook it now. Dewsbury pie.
Tony! Tony, are you all right?
Well, I'm all right, Jerry.
Lawler, where's Mr. Drew?
Lawler, eh? Well, I should have thought as much.
I am William Drew. You can go, Lawler.
Tony, please.
Please, Jerry, stand back.
I'm not armed.
You were the man with my father the day I came home to find him murdered, weren't you?
I was with Thomas Woodbury that day. He was not murdered.
You'd have a hard time proving that, wouldn't you?
Perhaps.
Well, you're going to get a chance to do it.
I don't think so.
Why not?
After you hear what I have to say.
Butch! What's this? Who's got it?
Boy, get a doctor quick. Butch Morgan shot Mr. Drew.
After him, boys. Go get him.
Fetch him water, boss.
No, not now, Juan.
All right.
How is that, Mr. Drew?
That's fine.
The boys have gone for a doctor.
Oh, never mind the doctor. Everything's all right now.
That was a fine thing you did, but I can't understand why you did it.
I didn't kill your Thomas Woodbury. I admit I went there that day for a reckoning.
But why?
He knew why and went for his gun. I grabbed his hand. The gun went off.
Yes?
25 years ago, John Bard took the name of Thomas Woodbury to escape me. We'd been friends for years. We both loved the same woman. She married me, and we had a child.
Yes?
Then he took her away from me, and...
You mean that my father...
He was not your father.
I see. You are.
My boy, I'm not asking anything from you. I knew that was impossible when I wanted you brought here. I did that to keep you from doing something rash.
I understand. Now.
I wanted you to know the truth about everything. 25 years is a long time to go without seeing your... Well, taking everything into consideration, I'm so proud of my son, I'd be almost willing to cash in now.
Oh, but you're not going to go now.
Not a fine old buckaroo like Bill Drew.
Oh, well, maybe sometime you and Jerry here will come out and visit the old man, eh?
Shall we, Jerry?